Let's go. Estelle is here. Ali from Iraq. Thank you for being some of the first to tune in tonight. It's Friday, November 8th, 8:47 p.m. and a fairly cold 8 degrees Celsius. I'm just making sure I have my car keys with me here. Landon's here, Wesley's here, Harjot's here, Canada's here. Jeanette is here. Can't really see my face, but thanks for tuning in. David says, happy belated birthday. Thank you. But these are the Horseshoe Falls. Hopefully you guys can see and hear everything okay. Christina's here. Marge is here. Modano 1973 is here. Thanks, guys. Baby Shark Brooklyn. So we're gonna do a little walk around the falls. I'm gonna head back to the car, and then we're gonna drive to Toronto. If you want to scream at Americans, there's plenty on this side. The moon over there. Some towers behind us. But we are starting this one at the best spot, in my humble opinion. Jellybean is here. Mr. Sunjid, thanks for tuning in, guys. So I came up to Niagara Falls to visit my mom, as Andrew Puddington says, M-U-M. I had a belated birthday dinner. Got a bottle of Crown and some treats. And about a year's supply of chili. I'll probably be back up in this area around Christmas time. And then maybe we can check out the Festival of Lights. Unfortunately, Niagara Falls is not known for having great streaming speeds. I'm combining Rogers and Bell, and the signal is far from 100%, so I apologize if the quality isn't amazing or anything, but it's hanging on. Good to see you, moderator, CEO Vivian Johnson. Kaplan's here. The drive up here was annoying as any drive I've made. I recorded it. I'll have to see how that turned out. But we're gonna make our way over to the car. It's about a 30-minute walk from here. Good evening, Gertej. Simon Kitty. Lisa asking how was the drive? It was effing miserable. But the car that I was allowed to use was pretty fantastic. And that's the car we're going to be driving back to Toronto. A company in Toronto reached out to me, and they've hooked me up with a vehicle for this trip. So I'll put a link to them down in the description. They do kind of monthly and executive rentals. They've got a huge fleet of really nice cars, much nicer than your typical rental agency. Super awesome people. So I'll put a link to Rome.auto down in the description. And huge thanks to them. I recorded my drive up and I recorded my walk over to here. Whoops, go down, camera. There we go. Fancy car. What are we driving? It's not too fancy, but it's super effing nice though. Greetings, Anthony. And And by the way, huge thanks to everyone who tuned in, and for those who sent support on my birthday stream a few days ago, or just on my birthday. That was overwhelming. Thank you so much, guys, for all the birthday wishes. Lisa says, how I don't listen to music on drives is beyond you. Well, when I'm recording a video, I don't have much choice. Jeanette loves the colors in the falls. These are the Horseshoe Falls, but we're going to head over towards the Bridal Veil and American Falls over there. Then we're going to head up Clifton Hill. I didn't park at the usual free parking spot. I got lazy and parked a little closer, but it was only $5. So for the cost of a Little Caesars pizza, we parked. Thank you, Susan. Greetings, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. My absolute favorite view of the falls was the one right at the start of this video. I just want to make sure I have everything in my backpack before we head out of here. Uno momento. Got my camera. Oh, my camera's on for some reason. Let me turn that off. All right. I got all the goods. So this is going to be a long ass stream. Greetings, Jacques. And Jackpots asks if I'm leaving soon. We're leaving very soon. Kitty M's Canada says it must be really cool and damp there. Not so damp, but cool. I'm debating putting the gloves on, but we'll be in the vehicle soon enough. I think I can tough this one out. Lisa says good colors. You're welcome. I select them out, or I selected them myself. What will we have to do for Johnny to go to the casino? I don't think they'd let me stream in there, so that's probably out of the question. Another view at the Horseshoe Falls. Dinner was good. I took a picture of it with my calorie scan app, and it confirmed it was very healthy. And then I had a big piece of Black Forest cake. Those are the American and Bridal Veil Falls straight ahead. William says no sound. Can you guys hear everything? That can't be right. There's got to be sound. I hear sound. You freaked me out. Thank you, Vivian. And normally if the sound cuts out, I get 1,000,001 people saying no sound. Let me see if I can get a new selfie for the thumbnail. Let me just put my camera down, one sec. Get that nice view of the guardrail. All right, hopefully I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I'm using external sound on this one. I'm streaming with the gimbal. Cam says, don't drop us. That'd probably be kind of fun from your point of view to see the camera tumble. Uncle Buck notices magnificent craftsmanship on this rail. One of the first ever videos I recorded for this channel was of Niagara Falls. Gertish says driving stream is fun. For me, the bad part of the driving stream is I can't follow the chat. I think we've got some mods in here. That's probably the last good view of the Horseshoe Falls we're gonna get. I did, William, and thank you to all over 300 of already for tuning in. The lighting is not great here, but it's not like you really need to see my face all that well. The vehicle I am driving is a hybrid though. It has been really good on gas. Well, they've got the lights kind of muted right now. Matt Ross says cell service seems good this time. I'm using a lower bit rate and I'm combining Bell and Rogers into one signal. And it's using H.265 instead of H.264. Which means it should keep a better quality at a lower bit rate, which is good to thwart how bad the signal is here. Can we choose tunes on the radio? You can play your own music. I'm not having the stream demonetized. Some Christmas decorations. Greetings, Deborah Smith, saying hi to everyone. You know what? I think we're going to cross the street for a minute here. and you're gonna see why. Gonna get a little taste of Christmas. Look at these lights straight ahead. How long was the drive from Toronto to Niagara? Well, I left my home at 1 and I got here at 5. But I had to go get the car and I had to do a little bit of setup, and then I had to get stuck in traffic. The drive was about 2.5 hours, I want to say. I wanted to cross the street and get a look at these lights. I think there'll be a big cavalcade of lights. Set up here pretty soon. We've got the Skyline Tower. We'll cross the street and get a look at the American Falls in a moment. Greetings, Espero. November 16th is when the Festival of Lights starts. Thanks for the info. Vivian remembers me going through this one year and it was all snowy. That must have been around Christmas. That's probably the next time I'll be back up. So these are the less impressive, but still impressive, American Falls. Here's where we started, over there. When is the Santa Claus parade? I think last November 24th. For some reason, that's the date in my head. That's the next, probably quote-unquote big live stream I'll be doing. Is the water frozen at Christmas? No. I'm sure up the river parts of it freeze, but not in this area. I think you can take the Hornblower and Maid of the Mist all year round and get close. Riguito 354. Hi Johnny, I was in Niagara Falls this past Sunday. Riguito, thank you for the 354. Hope you enjoyed yourself in Niagara Falls, and thank you for the super chat on my birthday a few days ago. See, I don't remember, or I don't forget. I don't remember. Ooh, I wanted to get a close-up of that moon. The falls certainly do be nice at night, says Minnie Zine. I do agree. This little patch of falls over to the right are the Bridal Veil Falls. You proposed to your wife on the Skywheel. Number 11 says Maple Dubs. Well, I'm assuming she said yes based on your present tense reference to your wife. Congrats. Gertej went to Journey Behind the Falls. I have a video of me doing the Journey Behind the Falls. You can see a video of this same walk in reverse on the channel next week, probably. Greetings, Tiana. The Wendy's on Clifton Hill is one of the best. That one has a huge upstairs area. Remember that one year when Action Kid was here? He was out recording something, I think, and I waited for him. Up on the second floor.
Is it Mauritius?
Of that Wendy's. That's Niagara Falls, New York, across the street. All right, time to march over and hop in the car. I'll reveal what vehicle I was allowed to use. And I think I have it all weekend, so I might do another driving video. Maybe I'll do a video returning the car, just to drive through Toronto streets.
You don't need it.
Family with their little one out. Greetings, Natasha Young. Thank you. Jellybean says, is it a Dodge Viper? No, it's an SUV. Lisa says, stuck in traffic. Sounds like a good video. Well, good thing I did this tonight. I was about to fall short of my steps on the day. But we have done it. Is red for Republican? Well, I think they actually go blue at some point. Red is for Dead Red Redemption, I guess. Do you go to Niagara Falls every year? I go about 4 times a year. Is the Ferris wheel working? Yes. Tana says, on a romantic date spot? Where? Here? Or are you talking to another Johnny? Cam says we can keep track of all the bad drivers you yell at. I wasn't so snarky on my way. Certainly saw a few asshats, but that's to be expected. Yeah, I think the Skywheel is open. Well, it was open when I walked by. I don't know what hour it closes, but That's a hell of a shot right there. I think I used this as a thumbnail once. And I had some of the zipliners going by. Seeing if my S24 Ultra can do this justice. It's making me hold the camera still for a while. All right, I'm walking with one hand in my pocket and the other one smoking a peace sign. Sounds like they're blasting Taylor Swift up there. I'll mute it if it gets too loud. That's where you board the zip line. Pretty good view from here. George says, beware of pickpockets. That has sadly become more of a thing lately. You hear more stories about them, especially at Toronto street festivals. Apparently, there was a number of them working on the Halloween festival on Church Street, the one I live streamed through. Yeah, keep your stuff secure. Certainly don't put your phone and wallet in your back pocket. All right, we'll get one last close-up view. It's the American Falls. All right, let's get our ass to the car. Goodbye, Falls. Hello, tacky tourist area. There's the original casino. There's the Crown Plaza where I stayed. I did a video through there last year. Let's go. Change the light, please. There we go. Canada's Temu Vegas. Well, considering I think Vegas is ultra tacky and a massive ripoff. What does that make Vegas? Alibaba? This is Clifton Hill, the street of fun by the falls. I was watching a Kenny versus Penny. It was who can win a boxing match, and Kenny locked Spenny in a closet. And he took a helicopter over and spent the day at Niagara Falls. That was one I don't remember seeing. It's a Hard Rock Cafe over there, an M&M store. Crown Plaza, there's an indoor water park. Indoor water park full of kids is screaming hand, foot, mouth disease, if you ask me. Adventure City. There's a rainforest cafe in there. There used to be a lot of those, including one at Yorkdale. Niagara Brewing is decent. If I wasn't getting in the car and driving all the way back to Toronto, if I was staying with my mom, I would pop in there and have a pint or two. Just take a Lyft or Uber back to her place. There's a horrible Taylor Swift wearing a Travis Kelce costume. A Great Canadian Midway. I live streamed through one of these haunted houses. As well as the Upside Down house several years ago, if anyone remembers. I think I did that one, the haunted house. I don't think I did Dracula's haunted castle there. If you're staying in Niagara Falls, this place, Clifton Hill Family Restaurant, is solid. It's one of the few non-rip-offs here. I remember having drinks at that beer garden behind the Pizza. There's a look towards the falls, as well as the US. And the Skywheel. You can get admission to 6 places for $35. That Tim Hortons is always slammed. Over there you have the world's most expensive IHOP, what I'm sure is a very expensive Benihana, and an Applebee's. There's a roller coaster on top of that Burger King. Ripley's Believe It or Not. There's dinosaur golf over there. Unfortunately, if I wade into that area, it's a sea of loud copyrighted music. Well, that is it for Clifton Hill. We're gonna make a left here on Victoria Avenue. I parked a few blocks this way. We'll get a look at the Speedway. I did that zombie attack. That was pretty good. Oh, it looks like they're just finishing their lap, so we're not going to see any going around this section over here. Boo. All right, to the car. Let's see if I can remember where I parked. It shouldn't be too hard. It's definitely cheaper than parking in that giant lot. I just parked in a little one. There is free parking. If I was willing to walk an extra 7 or 8 minutes, but I chose to just pay for it. So this street bends to the right and becomes Lundy's Lane. And Grand Bazaar. Smoke's Poutineery. Good evening, Craig. Is this where I parked? I think that's where I parked. I'll wait for a break in traffic. All right, so we're going to transition into a driving live stream. Gonna make our way all the way to Toronto in this vehicle, courtesy of Rome Auto. There we go. We're gonna be getting in this really nice vehicle here. just get my backpack off. All right, I've got the mount all ready to go, as you can see. It's got this pad here that'll charge my phone, which is kind of nice. Yeah, this is a brand new Honda hybrid CR-V, one with all the fixins. I didn't hook either of my phones up to it, but we can find the power button. Okay, I'm gonna mount the phone. Let me turn the gimbal off. Get a light on in here. All right, at some point, I'm gonna have to plug this thing in on the drive. But we're still at 75% battery, so that won't be anytime soon. There we go, a little view of the hood. Lisa says one of the greatest joys of highway driving is a good playlist. What about a YouTuber who just kind of babbles and doesn't shut the hell up? I'm gonna take this coat off. Turn the temperature up a little bit. Ooh. Make sure I got got my car keys, got my house keys, got my wallet. So again, I'll put a link after I get home to Roam.auto if you're curious about their rental service. I was in their office today. It's super impressive. But at some point, we're going to have to give up this audio here on the drive. Let me just check my... At some point, we're going to have to give up this audio here on the drive. Let me just check my... How's the audio right now, guys? Is it good? I'm just checking to make sure that the audio is A-okay with its current... Maybe I can move the microphone, actually. Got it kind of in a weird place. There we go. That should be better. Got it kind of in a weird place. There we go. That should be better. All right, just a heads up, I cannot interact with the chat while we're driving. So huge thanks to the mods for manning the ship. If I miss any super chats while we drive, because again, eyes on the road, thank you in advance to anyone who sends support and super chats. Sorry if I missed it. I will check them out when I get home, and I'll leave a comment that I'll pin thanking anyone who does send a super chat during the drive. If they do, of course. I've got my ticket here, so I think we're ready to go. And for when the battery starts to die, I'll be able to plug us in. Again, we are in a Honda hybrid CR-V. Might help if we turn that camera around, eh? And always make sure the headlights are on auto. And we're going to be driving in eco mode. Drive time should be about an hour and 45. I don't know if we'll take the 401 or if we'll take the Gardiner. Insert ticket. Cross the street. I'm not going to run you over. What are you doing? Just standing there? Oh, she's got a walking boot on. Maybe that's why they were waiting for me to go first, but it's all good. You're right away. So we always lose connection whenever I try to live stream driving around this area. But I've got Bell and Rogers working together. Seems to be kind of holding up. Let's see, how does this sound? Can I open up the sunroof? Oh, that's way too much. Get a little bit of outside sound. Not the best for the environment. Got the heat on and the sunroof opened. Cars were turning left. So yeah, traffic sucked balls coming up. I left, I think around 2:45. And I got here at 5. And I left from Etobicoke at just south of Kipling and Bloor. So what do you guys say, 401 or Gardiner Expressway? 401 or Gardiner Expressway, which way are we going to go? I don't know why I'm asking you. I can't even glance at the screen unless we're stopped at a red. This is the historic Lundy's Lane battlefield coming up. See, we've got some voting for Gardiner, some voting for 401. Lakeshore, please. Seems like a pretty even split. If you go on the Gardiner, at least you get a cool view. But then I gotta drive my ass up Yonge Street or maybe take Mount Pleasant. Hey, there's an Arby's. Something we don't have enough of. In fact, we don't have any in Toronto. We used to have one at the Eaton Centre. I was kind of heartbroken when they left. That was back when Eaton Centre had 2 regular food courts. There was a New York fries in each one. I'd always go to Arby's. All right, we're gonna make a right here and make our way over to the highway. Close that sunroof. It was getting kind of cool. Cold? Cool? Cold? QEW left. That's me. QEW, Hamilton, and Toronto. We're rocking and rolling. Hopefully this is a much faster drive. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Finally, a reminder to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. I go live 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. I'll probably be live again Sunday on the Johnny Stumbles channel. I might go live tomorrow. There's an event I might cover in the afternoon. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see how things are. I don't know if I'm gonna do it as a video or do it as a live stream or do it at all. Current speed is 112 kilometers an hour. Imagine if I pulled a Jack Doherty. Well, I'm not exactly driving a supercar, but he's a nuisance live streamer on Kick who was driving rather dangerously in the rain, reading and responding to his chat when he lost control of his car and crashed into a guardrail. Hey, we just passed an OPP that was probably sitting there with his radar gun out. I was going a cool $1.16 when we passed him, or her. Bubbly with me, my mom gave me, but I'm not going to open that up until later. I don't really feel like having to make a pit stop. Welcome to Niagara on the Lake, population 19,500. There's a giant truck beside you alert. Slower traffic, keep right, yes. If you drive in the left lane and there's no one in front of you and people on your tail, you are, in the English language, what we call an asshole. It's a passing lane. We just went over the Welland Canal. Why is this truck braking? Lake Street. Oh man, this drive is so much better than the one I did in the other direction. I thought I would have beat the afternoon rush hour, but apparently that doesn't matter. It is just congestion city. It was super slow through parts of Mississauga, parts of Oakville, all of Burlington. And around Fruitland Road, things kind of opened up. Audio source.
Weather-wise, it's been so nice.
Let's see what's playing on 102. Tonic, if you can only see. I haven't heard that in forever. It's all I'll play. Otherwise, the copyright gremlins will come out. If you're wondering, we're going a $1.16. That seems to be the speed of the day. Comfortable highway cruising speed. I see a truck in front of me. I want to get past it. See what's coming up next on Edge 102 on the Johnny Strides radio channel, where I will tell you what's playing, but you won't get to listen to it. I think we're now in the town of Lincoln. Victoria Avenue, 2 kilometers. whenever you get too close to leaving your lane with this car, the steering wheel does this neat little thing where it kind of shakes a little bit. Playing on Johnny Stride's radio. Hey, good tune. Lit my own worst enemy. This is like retro alternative night or what? Hey, now we've got another song. It's the Stereo MCs Connected. Know this one. Johnny Stride's radio, where I will tell you what's playing, but you won't get to listen to it. Where's this guy on the right going? He's gonna drive right up behind this truck. Oh, of course, he changes lanes right behind me, no signal. Now he's right on my ass. To Ontario, you will get your license and a box of cereal. And the police won't do shit. Now he changed lanes without signaling again, and he's right beside me. There he goes, passing on the right, just like a good proper driver should do. DAYD 467. He's doing the same thing. He's speeding up to a truck again. Now he's braking. You should never have to brake when you have all the room in the world. Learn how to drive, Muppet. Now I bet he slides right behind me again without signaling. Uses me to pass the truck. Oh, he's getting off here. He's getting off the Ontario Street in Beamsville off-ramp. I always gotta wonder what the hell is going through some people's heads. we shouldn't be too far from the Burlington Skyway. And then shortly after that, the highway will be veering to the east. Can't see how many viewers we got, but thank you guys. Hey, I just flipped the camera around and you can't see shit. Casablanca Boulevard. I love the name of that street. Time is it? 10 o'clock? I want to say I'll be home. I'll definitely be home by 11:30, I would think. Depends which way we go. There's Casablanca Boulevard. Currently playing is the Black Pistol Fire, Lost Cause.
102.1.
That sounded like REM to me. So Wendy's and Timmy's on the left. Timmy's. Welcome to Hammertown. Population, me. 570K in the Hammer. It's hard to believe Hamilton is like way smaller than Mississauga. When did that happen, eh? Fruitland Road, 5 kilometers. Shortly after that, we'll be on the Skyway. What was the old rule of thumb for driving in the U.S.? About a minute a mile on the highway, something like that. Five kilometers should be about 3 minutes. Now on the radio is Coldplay. Yellow. If only we had the Ken Continuum with us to sing these tunes. Stony Creek via Fruitland Road. Ahead, Centennial Parkway, Red Hill Valley Parkway, and the Hammer Airport, 4 kilometers away. Why are you braking, bud? This guy's tapping on his brakes, and there's a million miles between him and the car in front. I do not want to drive behind you, needless brake tapper. Maybe he was reacting to some brake lights way up ahead. Well, just take your foot off the gas. Traffic's starting to get a little bit thicker. We're almost at the Skyway. Sign says don't follow too closely. That's why so many people are braking up ahead, because they're doing just that. Tesla Boulevard, 2 kilometers. Check the iPhone, we're at 55% battery. The risks are real. No marijuana. There's got to be a realistic VR game where people do exactly that. Apparently this car has an economy mode, but we're just in normal. Be aware of winter conditions. Yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of people caught off guard when it finally snows, which typically happens in November. Whoa. Hey, that's a Cybertruck. I haven't seen one of those on the road here. That was that hunk of stainless steel that just flew by us. Driving like an absolute cuck. Now they're in the right lane, whipping through the sky or the skyway. Did you guys see that? Cybertruck, the world's stupidest vehicle. It will literally corrode if a bird shits on it. Panel gap alignment, what's that? Put together with all the tender love and care as a 1970s Hyundai Pony. Pedestrians have those things killed already. Well, there's a pretty gnarly view of the Toronto skyline off to the right, or at least you can see where it is. Maybe we'll see that Cybertruck coming up. It'll be a heap of metal at the side of the road the way that idiot's driving. First time seeing one out in the real world outside of an auto show or a TV. Watched plenty of YouTube reviews where they call them stupid. Better control in ice or snow, get your winter tires on. So we want to keep left here because left is what brings us to Toronto. we go. QEW 403 straight ahead. 407 keep right. That will not only get me home slower, but it'll cost a fortune. Unfortunately, I don't qualify for the HOV lane. Actually, I'm gonna stay in this lane until this traffic merges. Alright, there we go. If it had green plates, I believe I'd be eligible to hop into the HOV line, and apparently some hybrids do. This particular one doesn't. We are in Burlington. What was the club? There was a club out this way we used to go to. Edge 102 would be there on like Fridays or Saturdays. Martin Streak would always be hosting the nights. And he would call it Girlington. What was that club? Someone's going to put it in the chat, and I'm not going to be able to see it. Hey, Google, what was the club in Burlington where Edge 102 always had weekend nights?
The club in Burlington, where Edge 102 always had weekend nights, was the Axis Club. It was located at 722 College Street and was a popular venue for live music and club nights in the 1990s and early 2000s.
No, you idiot. That was not in Burlington. The Axis Club was in Little Italy. Well, it is in Little Italy, and back then it was called the Mod Club. What kind of useless AI information was that? It gave me the wrong city and the wrong club and it gave me the Axis Club when it meant to say the Mod Club. And sometimes AI just lays a brick or a big old egg. Was it the Kingdom? I think that was it. I remember going there. And usually every single route to the highway, often the OPP would wisely have a spot check set up. Because you've just got this big club in suburbia full of people that got drunk, and it's not like there's a transportation system out here. So we would always have someone take it for the team and not have anything to drink. But I remember that. Like, without fail, every single time, as soon as you would leave the club in either direction, there would be OPP spot checks. As they should be doing in a location like that. Now on Edge 102 is Metric, Dark Saturday. Alright, I like some Metric songs, not that one so much. Thanks guys for tuning in to this very different live stream. We started in front of the Horseshoe Falls on foot. Walked alongside those falls, the American Falls, up Clifton Hill to Victoria. Hopped in the car, went up Lundy's Lane to Dorchester, then hopped on the QEW. And we've been on the QEW ever since. It has been smooth sailing. Just a reminder, I can't really follow the chat, so I apologize if I missed anything. But thank you for joining in. That's the HOV lane, which I'm not allowed in. I know I had this thought before, but I had it again. What if you had like a primate with you? Would that count as another person? Not like a dog, but like an actual primate, a fellow great ape. What kind of cop would give you a ticket for having one of those in your passenger seat? Imagine trying to make that argument to the judge. Come on, they're 99% the same. It's basically a human. You should be able to have them in the car and qualify for the HOV lane. Get like a bonobo monkey. Those things are practically human. Put a cute outfit on it, maybe a hat, some sunglasses. Put a drink in its hand with a straw. I don't know, I think that shit might pass. We are getting close to Mississauga, Canada's Mississippi, Mississauga. Trafalgar Road. After Trafalgar Road, we'll be going by the Ontario Ford truck plant. If I were to take the 401, I would probably want to get on the 403 here. Get on the 403 and then just fly across the top of the city. Well, through the heart of Mississauga. But if I stay on the QEW, we can still get up to the 401 if I take the 427, or I could just stay on the QE and take in some of the city lights that are much better on the QE than the 401. There we go, 401 via 403. 1.5 kilometers via Ford Drive. Barely high is too high. In the context of driving, yes. In the context of anything else, not at all. It'll say 401 via Toronto on the right, but here it'll say Toronto downtown. Go straight. Winston Churchill Boulevard coming up. Soon after that, we'll be in Mississauga. Aaron Mills Parkway and Southdown Road. I started a live stream on Southdown Road. I think that was last year. It was earlier this year. I am not remembering it. Shoe.ca on the right. That place has been there forever. Mississauga, traffic's moving well. I'm gonna crack this bubbly open. Oh, that car is flying. He's in a hurry to slam on his brakes. Looks like these two are together. If you want to come over, do it. And that car didn't even come over. I got out of his way for nothing. There's a Timmy's on the right. I remember going there back when Timmy's used to have fresh donuts. Used to sponsor local sports teams. Their coffee was a little better. We're in Mississauga, one of the 10 biggest cities in the country. It's also the city where I grew up and have no desire to live again. Still, there's some nice areas. Currently on Edge 102 is a song I have not heard in probably a few decades. Brain. That is The Odds. Or just Odds, I think it is. The display says The Odds, but I think it's Odds. There is no The. Get out of this lane, but maybe we'll just get in front of this next vehicle. Well, it looks like we are going through downtown, because if I was going to go to the 427 and up to the 401, I'd want to be over more to the right. So, for those of you who voted for Gardiner Expressway, you won. This will ultimately add about 10-15 minutes to my trip home, but no big deal. I guess I could just stay on the highway and go up the DVP. This highway, at least for now, or the time being, is patrolled by the Metro Toronto Police. But at some point, the province is going to take it over fully, and I think it'll become OPP territory. As will the DVP. I wonder if they'll build a new division along here somewhere, or open one up. And Kia on the left, I started my drive to Niagara Falls right here at Kipling. There's a car sitting in my blind spot that's been there for quite a while. That's Sonata, who just randomly sped up. Looks like there's construction up ahead. Probably want to stay in this lane. Apparently this Gardiner construction is ahead of schedule. An Audi driver would speed up into construction vehicles like that. Well, I guess a Tesla driver would too. All right, what do we got? Yonge Street via the Gardiner Expressway, 9 minutes. Via Lakeshore, 17 minutes. Oh, 9 just became 10 minutes. So if we take Yonge Street, we will be there in 10 minutes, 10:50, then probably 20 minutes up to Yonge and Eglinton. Or I could just go over to Mount Pleasant. Or it could take Avenue Road. Get up there pretty quick, but Yonge's probably the more interesting. Of the options. The old Humber bump that used to be here. Thank you for that beautiful lane change. Way to go, asshole. There's a GO train rocking its way out to suburbia. Currently on Edge 102 is the Trues, Tired of Waiting. There you go. think I've tapped my brake lights or my brakes more than once or twice this whole drive on the highway. We're down to 2 lanes here. It's definitely gonna slow down though. I just jinxed it. Exhibition Place, home of the Canadian National Exhibition, and BMO Field is on the right. I think the Toronto Argos season is over. Don Valley Parkway to Eglinton in 11 minutes. That's probably quicker than getting off at Yonge Street for me. Spadina. Get off here. Getting off at Spadina, and you would always get attacked by squeegee kids. They were really a thing down there in the late 90s, if you remember that. Could have got off at Jarvis, cut through the towers a little more, but this will do. Hey, we have 429 viewers, 35% battery. And we've been streaming for an hour and 59 minutes. And that includes our walk from the Horseshoe Falls up to the car. So this entire stream is going to be a lot less time than my drive from Etobicoke to Niagara Falls earlier. Lisa says, I made it to the city in one piece. You're out. Maybe we get carjacked. This is York Street. Love Park will be on the right here. Yeah, I walked along this stretch in the video I posted this morning. Oh, there's there's a car just chilling in this lane up ahead. And the fuck you, asshole. Gave that guy a little honk. This is Bay Street. We walked at Bay Street in yesterday's stream. I want to be in the lane on the left here. I think Young Street has some construction up ahead. Oh well. Should still be pretty lively around Yonge and Dundas. The Esplanade. Front Street coming up. Hockey Hall of Fame just on the left. Why is that guy starting to turn there? What is going on? Someone's playing some tunes. Careful there. Adelaide Street. According to this vehicle, it's 9 degrees Celsius outside. Am I driving the car to the rental spot? No, I can't read the chat when I'm driving. Well, I can, but that would be kind of irresponsible. No, I think I'll return the car on Monday. It's kind of an open-ended thing this weekend. They're closed tonight and the next 2 days. I just have to remember to register it at my building whenever the registration expires. I think it goes in like a 12-hour cycle, which is annoying. This is Richmond Street. So we're just gonna pop up to Yonge and Eglinton, and we're gonna kill the stream. You always get people just illegally parking in the right lane on Yonge Street here. Like, look at this asshole right after the intersection. It's probably a Lyft or Uber. The car beside me, I think, is honking. There's another buck footer on the right. Hey, I've got my park anywhere lights on. It's cool. I can park wherever I want. Shooter Street. And Dundas Square on the right, Eaton Center on the left. It's pretty quiet around here tonight. Jeanette never tires of seeing the City of Toronto lights. Well, I hope you don't, as long as I have a YouTube channel. All right. Interesting scene on the left. Looks like I got his right indicator on. He can't turn here. It's not a Friday night stream without Zanzibar. This is Gerrard Street coming up. Don't hit the Uber guy, who I could see because he actually had lights on. So we are at Yonge and Gerrard. We're going to head up to just north of Yonge and Eglinton. Making our way all the way from Niagara Falls. And this thing just sips gas. Still got over 3/4 of a tank. This is a Honda CR-V hybrid, if you're wondering. Courtesy of the folks at Rome Auto, rome.auto. All right. College Station at this intersection. College on the left, Carlton on the right. Starting to get a little cold. It's just weird, does this car not have its lights on in front of me? Your brake light went on. All right. Is their electrical system bugging out? Let's see when they go. I'm gonna flash them if all their lights go off when they take their foot off the brake here. Oh, now they got their lights on. They must have just turned them on. I swear they weren't on. You guys saw that, right? Yonge and Gloucester. On the right, Irwin on the left. If we could just send parking enforcement up and down Yonge, they would have a field day ticketing all these people on the right. Donkey Ball says that car's lights are on now, but yeah. The main thing is they're on now, I guess. It's always bugged me that Yonge and Bloor here is a scramble crossing during off-peak hours. Makes perfect sense during the day, but at a certain point at night, there just isn't the pedestrian traffic to justify it being a scramble. And it really holds up traffic, particularly if there's shuttle buses running. Yonge and Dundas, I would argue, should probably always be a scramble. And on that note, they could implement Bay and Bloor as a scramble during busy periods as well. Yeah, there's a place on the left called the Shroom Room. So look at this. A whole light cycle went, and we moved up like 3 car lengths. Alright, things should move fairly well once we get north of Bloor. Ironically, when the bike lane starts. And he says, Johnny, why don't you run for municipal government? Because I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing. I mean, I wouldn't rename Dundas Square or anything ridiculous like that, but... Jeanette, $10 for a welcome home snacky. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you for the $10. What am I going to have when I get home? Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? I don't think we're going to make it. One more light cycle. And that car was trying to turn, and it was getting honked at. But thank you, Jeanette, for the $10. Much appreciated. Sorry, I don't think any other super chats came in during the drive, but if they did, sorry if I missed it. Gertesh asking how was the pizza I had the other night. It was a thin crust. Not my best ordering, I'll say that. Holy shit, look at the size of the screen on the second floor of Lululemon. Looks like a movie theater. Oh, you guys can't see it. Oh, this car in front of me is really eager. Beep boop. Beep boop. All right, we've left downtown. Reference library on the right. Church Street on the right, Davenport on the left. It's hard to put candles on a thin crust. You got me. I didn't do the 40 candles, but I do thank you for the super chat for the 40 candles. Stridesland bound. Rosedale Station on the right, so we need to go past Rosedale, Summerhill, St. Clair, Davisville, and Eglinton. Then I gotta remember to register this damn car at my building. So I don't get a surprise ticket. Roxborough Street West. Currently on Edge 102 is The Strokes. Solid song. That came out around the same time as the White Stripes Fell in Love with a Girl. Two pretty distinct anthems from that era. Oh, shitty timing. It's a very graceful looking dog. I should drive to Roxham Road. I don't know about that. Operate as what? A human trafficker? A lot of Toronto street names are British names. That is true. I wonder why that could be. Shaftesbury, so Summerhill Station. Rose Hill Avenue. Yeah, if I took the 403 and 401, I would have been home. For sure. And probably if I just went up the DVP to Eglinton. This is Heath Street. 2 more subway stops to go. This is Davisville on the left, TTC headquarters. Almost there. Guess they got cold feet about going up to Eglinton. Young Eglinton gives you London, UK vibes. Is it because of the Duke of Kent? Go home, have that snacky. Thanks, Jeanette. This is Sudan Avenue. And we're at Young and Egg. All right, Devin, good night. Ice and Be Somebody Else? I don't even know what that song is. Okay. You know what, folks? That is going to be all she wrote. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. I want to thank the folks at Rome Auto for supplying me with this awesome vehicle. There'll be a new video on the channel tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thank you, Gertej. Thank you, Vivian Johnson, Marge, Estelle, and any other mods. Sheena, any mods that joined in. Thanks, everyone, for your support. Riguito, Jeanette, sorry if I missed anything else. I will take a look after. Gertej says, hasta la vista, baby. All right, Jellybean, Harjot, Kaplan, thank you so much. It was fun. I gotta put a lot of stuff away and register this vehicle. Jeanette says, thanks for the fantastic stream. You're welcome. Math Doctor, Wesley, Pranavan, and everyone else. I'm gonna tune out now. Yoink.